Hello once again, everyone. Lady of Time Cosplay here with my very late monthly update vlog. Oops. So, first things first, sorry again about this vlog being really late, just between work and Long Island Who and a bunch of other things. I just never had the time to sit down and shoot and edit a video last month. And then it's also late for December because, again, of my work schedule, unfortunately. I work retail, so as you can imagine, this time of year gets a little bit much. I normally work part-time, but I'm kind of working full-time hours this month just because of the time of the year. So yay for having a day off to shoot my late update vlog, but yeah, here I am. Moving right along to my New York Comic Con 2016 recap, since I didn't get to do that in November. Sorry. So New York Comic Con this year was amazing. I mean, I hit a couple little snags, like, for future reference, don't put carbonated beverages in a water bottle with a straw because the pressure will build up from the carbonation and either explode out when you open the straw for the first time in the morning or leak out as it gets jostled on the subway. Yeah, that's fun. The costume's mainly fine, though. It was my Missy costume. You can't even really tell that I got anything on it. I'm probably steam it or something, but yeah, that was not a fun start to first thing Thursday morning, but what are you going to do? Live and learn, I guess. But I met Matt Smith, sat in the 5th row for the BBC America panels, and even won a copy of the Doctor Who Clue game while wearing Missy, so yay! So yeah, I was Missy on Thursday and Friday. Didn't see the pictures. Thursday for my picture with Matt and the panel with Matt, Jenna, and Alex, which was really awesome. And then, of course, Friday was the BBC America panels, which was so great. Although I think I only wound up going to one main stage panel. I did like the new system that they had this year of tapping badges instead of the wristbands this year. Like I explained before, New York Comic Con recently went to a system where previously it had been wristbands you would get in the morning, so you could return later in the day for the main stage panel that you wanted to see because they would be clearing the panel room between the panels, which is really great because that meant that you didn't run into people just camping out in the room all day waiting for a panel later in the day, meaning that you didn't get to go in and see the panel that was in the middle of the day because people were in there waiting for something else that maybe or maybe not they were interested in. However, the thing with the wristbands was that they apparently didn't have a plan for if something went wrong with the wristbands, because what happened last year was for the Netflix Marvel panel, I forget what day it was exactly, they wound up giving the wristbands to the standby line first. And they didn't have a way to make that better for the people who had gotten there really early, like myself, to wait in line for wristbands for that panel. I mean, I don't want to spend a whole long time on it because, like I said, this was last year's New York Comic Con that happened, but I think the badge tapping was probably a result of the wristband thing going wrong last year, because it also then tied to, if you were using the app, you were able to get notifications on your phone about different things and reminders, and it would link up to your email and stuff, so that way, I guess, if they did realize that they'd done something wrong, they would be able to notify those people, hopefully. But it seems like nothing really went wrong this year, apart from a couple minor glitches that I'll talk about now. Like I said, the badge tapping did seem to work pretty nicely for the one panel that I went to. It was also nice because they didn't wait until the show floor opened to actually start putting people through the lines for the panels that they were waiting for, which was really nice. The only thing that caused was then people would then get funneled into the line for the show floor earlier than they might have been expecting, and so the line to get into the show floor was really long, and thus resulted in some major reworking of how the line worked, and some really long lines. For instance, Sunday morning, I got there a little late because I didn't really have anything going on Sunday that I needed to be right there for, but they made us walk all the way around the Javits to go in from, like, the train station where I had gotten off, and that was just annoying because it was raining, and thankfully I was wearing Ray, so it wasn't too bad, but it's still like, okay, we need to figure out a way to get the line inside a little quicker, you know, with the queue line to get into the show floor now bigger because of people who had gotten there early, just expecting to be sitting there waiting to get their wristbands or get their badge tap for the panel that they wanted to go to, being in that line to make it that much longer. So, who knows? But it's one of those things, you know, you live and learn. New York Comic Con, at least the years that I've attended it, has always found a way to make it better from last year. So I'm sure they're figuring it out now. As for the Madison Square Garden panels, well, just for me, just the BBC America panel, it went slightly less well because it seemed like the communication between the Madison Square Garden team and the New York Comic Con team was not quite all there. For instance, we had been told that we would get in, I think maybe it was like an hour and a half before the first panel started, which was the BBC America panel right at 10. But we didn't get let in until much closer to that time. I forget exactly when, because like I said, sorry, wanted to talk about this a month ago, didn't get a chance. But, so it was just a lot of standing. Thankfully the weather was okay. It was just kind of annoying to be standing there for what seemed like forever in, you know, a gated off section of the sidewalk. And it was a little annoying that you couldn't bring your own food inside because it looked like they were selling concessions themselves. Especially because the BBC America panel was first thing that morning, and then I went to the Javits after and had to buy overpriced con food because I couldn't keep my food in my backpack. But what are you going to do? It was definitely a good choice of venue, I think. I could have done with more signage to say where the entrance was, because I couldn't quite find it when I got there. I mean, I got there pretty early that morning. But yeah, it was a good choice of venue because there were so many seats. I think probably everybody who wanted to get in for the BBC America panel did, unless they showed up, like, really super late. So that was great, you know, apart from a couple little snags. But, you know, it was their first year using the Madison Square Garden Theater, I think, apart from, like, one Walking Dead panel last year, which you had to enter a lottery to get into. So, yeah, that happened. I mean, I was in the same room as Peter Capaldi again, only 5 rows back. Got to see the trailer, the first teaser trailer, first trailer for Class, even though it still hasn't aired here yet. And we also got to see the behind the scenes of the Christmas special, which they released on YouTube slightly after first. And I got to see the first episode of Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, which very quickly became a new favorite show of mine. It's very strange. I don't know where U.S. people can watch it right now, but I know it's on Netflix everywhere except the United States right now. So, do with that what you will. I want a yellow leather jacket. Oh, so I can cosplay Dirk. So, Saturday, the Eastern Championships of Cosplay. That happened. I did have a lot of fun. If anybody watched the live stream of it, you know I did look kind of lost because I failed to think about what I want to do ahead of time, which is why I like doing the skits for, you know, Gally and Allie, but I had a lot of fun. It was so cool seeing all the other costumes that had been accepted as entries up close. I mean, one guy went as Count Chocula. I mean, that was really cool. And I also got a really pretty picture of my costume from Pixlr, which was a very nice bonus. And I really enjoyed it. It was a really great experience. I didn't win anything, but like I said, I had a lot of fun, and it was a great experience, and I would love to enter again next year. I'm already thinking about what my costume that I might enter for next year might be. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Sunday, apart from having to walk around the Javits in the pouring rain, was a much more chill day, because I didn't have anything exactly that I wanted to do, apart from walk around the show floor, in much more comfort than I'm used to, because Ray is, like, the most comfortable costume I have ever worn in my life since I've started cosplaying. When I finished Ray, I was, like, almost thinking that there was no possible way I could be done because it was so comfortable. So yeah, lots of fun at New York Comic Con this year. Please get David Tennant next year, please. Or bring back Matt Smith, because I'm already planning to cosplay from his next show. And please bring back the Doctor Who panels, because that was really awesome to see that there. Especially since I think, you know, next year it's going to be Stephen Moffat's last episode that they'll be getting ready to start promoting. Oh, I hope Peter Capaldi stays, or else I'm going to be a mess. I just thought about that. So, home from New York Comic Con, worked more on the River helmet and neck piece for that costume for Gally, which, spoiler, still isn't done yet. Started a 4th Doctor scarf because reasons being so that I had something creative to do that wasn't sewing during my busiest month of the year. Missed any sort of a deadline for November vlog. And then I was on to LI-Who. All in all, I had a pretty great LI-Who. I do like the smaller conventions since, you know, it's a little bit calmer and stuff, though the introvert in me it means talking to more people for longer periods of time, and the introvert in me needs to go to my hotel room to take a nap and recharge. Oops. One really cool thing that I saw that LI-Who did was the Time Lord timeline, which basically they have people sign up ahead of time with a couple choices of different costumes that they have, and they line you all up in order of the costumes that appeared, and then there's pictures and everything, and that was really cool to see what different people had done for costumes, and it was a really great excuse to wear my Lady Me again, since it's not really a costume that I wear a lot or get to wear a lot because it's, you know, it's hard to sit in and it's a really long skirt, but yeah, that was really great. I mean, I also wound up in the same elevator as Paul McGann when I went up to my hotel room to get changed for the Time Lord timeline, so that was kind of cool. Saturday, I finally got to enter a cosplay contest with a skit that I've been thinking about doing with Missy basically since I ever first heard the Hamilton soundtrack for the first time. If I told the Hamilton fans that I won the Awesome! Wow! award for Best Presentation, I think you can probably put 2 and 2 together of what song I used. Sadly, I haven't found video of it yet, but if I do, you guys will be the first to know, I'm sure, because I had a lot of fun. And I finally won something. I don't know if you can see. I finally won something in a cosplay contest, so that was really fun, too. I have a nice ribbon up here. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. Let me get it. See, look at my ribbon. Isn't it so nice? Yeah. I'm very proud of that. I mean, you know, it's fun going, entering in a cosplay contest, no matter what, but, you know, to win something's fun, too. Sunday was and wasn't so hot. On one hand, I met Paul McGann. You guys probably saw the picture of that by now. Got in the same elevator as Colin Baker, which was neat. Got a War Dr. Titan minifigure, which I love these things. I'm a little slightly addicted to them because they're so much fun to see what you get. Attended a panel that basically insinuated that Big Finish might be working on some Jenny, aka the Doctor's Daughter, audio adventures, which would be really cool. But on the other hand, I get sick. You know, it was just like a slightly worse than normal cold, and I had a sore throat and stuff, but it kind of put a damper on the whole last day, because I really wasn't feeling up to talking or anything, really. So apologies if you saw me on Sunday, because I wasn't feeling very good. But I still had a really great time. I'm not sure if I'll be back for next year's Long Island 2, just for the simple fact that the main reason I went this year was that the thing that I'm normally helping out with this weekend, which is the local kids' museums in Another Galaxy weekend. They didn't do it this year because they did sci-fi all summer this year. So that'll be the same weekend again, so I don't know if I'll be going because of that, and then in addition, getting there was slightly more complicated than I had originally anticipated, but I would like to go to Long Island 2 again at some point in the future, because I really did have a great time, despite getting sick. Oh, okay, so I think that's you guys mainly caught up. Again, I'm sorry this is late on multiple accounts, but any of you who work retail or who have ever worked retail know that this time of year can get a little nuts. That's going to do it for me this month. I will be back in January, I think, with another update vlog. I just don't know how much I'm going to have to talk about because, like I said, this month is really busy and I'm not going to have a lot of time to work on other stuff. I might do a Q&A if you guys would be interested in that. Instead, that would be fun. So I guess if you have any questions for me to answer in next month's update vlog, you can leave them in the comments below. In addition, I will try to do another video in January that's either maybe a tutorial-ish kind of thing or another Doctor Who book review. Of course, February's will be my pre-Gallifrey 1 vlog, which that's really coming up soon, isn't it? Wow. Wow. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you again soon. Bye!